Welcome to AnimaBixos. Look deep into the shadows of the world's densest jungles, the driest deserts, or even the hidden crevices of our own backyards, and you are going to find an ancient, absolutely incredible lineage of survivors. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive explainer into the fascinating and, let's be honest, deeply feared world of lethal snakes. We're going to map out the most destructive venom science and profile the absolute deadliest species on the planet. This isn't just a basic look at animals, this is a breakdown of nature's most highly evolved assassins. So settle in, focus up, and get ready to enter the striking zone.
Okay, let's kick things off by dispelling a massive myth right out of the gate. Pop culture has painted these creatures as mindless, highly aggressive killers just constantly hunting for human targets. But the reality, it's entirely different. Most snakes are highly evasive. They vastly prefer to just flee rather than waste their precious energy on attacking us. However, when cornered, or when they actively decide to strike prey, they instantly transform into the ultimate stealth predator. They possess what is arguably one of the most mechanically perfect, fastest attack engineerings on the planet. It's calculated, it's remarkably efficient, and it is undeniably lethal.
So here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, the silent predators. Then, chemical weapon engineering, territorial legends, lethal titans of the planet, and finally, the apex of danger. Part 1. The silent predators. Anatomy of an ambush. I want you to imagine an entity that can wait totally motionless for days, completely invisible to its surroundings, breathing so incredibly shallowly that it essentially becomes a ghost in the underbrush. This is their everyday baseline reality. We are looking at absolute masters of the shadows here. Over millions of years, evolution has ruthlessly stripped away anything unnecessary, limbs, external ears, leaving behind a streamlined, pure muscle hunting machine. What's left is a creature that operates with the absolute fastest attack engineering on the planet. To really understand them, we have to look past the primal fear and just marvel at the sheer brilliance of their biological design. We're about to map out the most destructive venom science on Earth, and it all starts right down at the molecular level. Section 2. Chemical weapon engineering, the arsenal.
We really need to stop thinking about a snake bite as just a simple bite. When a venomous snake strikes, what you're actually experiencing is the targeted deployment of a biologically manufactured chemical weapon. It's an arsenal built with one very specific purpose: to completely overwhelm a victim's biological defenses in a matter of seconds. We generally break this devastation down into three main types of payloads. First up, cytotoxins. These go straight for the cellular level, basically dissolving flesh and muscle, a horrific process known as necrosis. Then you have hemotoxins. These absolutely ravage the circulatory system, destroying red blood cells, causing massive internal hemorrhaging, and completely disabling the body's ability to clot. And finally, arguably the most terrifying, neurotoxins. These short-circuit the nervous system, blocking signals from the brain to the muscles. This leads to rapid paralysis and shuts down the respiratory system in minutes. It is just cold, scientific precision, weaponized by nature.
But how exactly do they deploy it with such perfection? Well, many of these predators feature something called a loreal pit. It's a specialized organ that functions like real-time, military-grade thermal vision. They can detect the microscopic heat signature of a mammal in absolute pitch-black darkness. Once that target is locked, an ultra-fast strike is initiated. We are talking about speeds that literally beat the blink of a human eye. Before your brain can even register the movement, the fangs have pierced the skin and that chemical payload is fully injected. And this brings us to one of the greatest and, honestly, most absurd marvels of their design. You just have to appreciate the brilliant biological engineering required to casually swallow a meal 3 times the size of your own head. A lot of people think they unhinge their jaws, but they don't. Their lower jaws are actually split in the front and connected by these highly elastic ligaments. This allows the mouth to stretch to impossible, terrifying proportions so they can consume massive prey completely whole. It's a total engineering marvel. Section 3. Territorial legends, the masters of the Americas. Let's shift our focus to the regional titans responsible for the most devastating encounters on this side of the globe. The serpents commanding the forests, plains, and mountains of the Western Hemisphere. Take the jararaca. This snake is the undisputed master of camouflage. You could literally be standing mere inches from one in the leaf litter and have absolutely no idea it's there. Because of this flawless invisibility, the jararaca is responsible for the vast majority of snakebite accidents in its region. Its venom is heavily cytotoxic, which means an encounter results in agonizing, immediate, and severe tissue damage right at the site of the bite. It is truly a ghost of the forest.
And then we have the rattlesnake, or the cascabel. I've always loved this observation. It's basically the only predator on Earth polite enough to install a factory alarm system right on its tail. Those iconic rattles are made of pure interlocking layers of keratin, which is the exact same material your fingernails are made of. But look, do not let that polite warning fool you for a second. While it might sound the alarm, if you ignore it, the cascabel delivers a devastatingly powerful neurotoxic bite. It doesn't just damage tissue, it shuts down the nervous system, making it incredibly dangerous.
Now, I want you to consider the number 3. What does this represent? This is the staggering length, in meters, of the Surucucu pico de jaca, widely known as the Bushmaster. We are talking about nearly 10 feet of pure muscle and lethal capability. It stands as the absolute largest venomous snake in the Americas, lurking deep within the shadows of undisturbed rainforests. I mean, coming face to face with a 3-meter apex predator in the wild, that is a truly humbling, imposing experience.
Section 4. Lethal titans of the planet. Speed, size, and terror.
Let's expand our borders a bit. We're leaving the Americas for a global expedition to meet the most imposing, frightening snakes ever to slither across the Earth. This is where speed, size, and sheer terror converge. And when we talk about terror, we have to talk about the black mamba. It is Africa's lightning-fast nightmare. This snake doesn't just wait in ambush, it pursues. It's renowned as one of the fastest-moving snakes in the world. And the name? It doesn't actually come from its scales, which are usually olive or gray. It comes from the terrifying, inky, pitch-black interior of its mouth, which it flashes wide open as a final haunting visual warning right before delivering a rapid-fire sequence of fatal strikes.
And if the mamba is the speed demon, the King Cobra is the reigning monarch of monsters. This is a 5-meter giant, over 16 feet long. Imagine a venomous snake the length of a standard family car. What's even more bizarre about it is its diet. Its scientific name, Ophiophagus, literally translates to snake eater. It feeds almost exclusively on other snakes, including the venomous ones. It is quite literally the apex predator of apex predators.
And consider the terrifying power of the number 1. Just one single bite from a king cobra yields such an absolutely massive volume of venom, it contains enough chemical power to drop a fully grown, healthy Asian elephant dead in its tracks. It's not just the toxicity of the venom that makes it so lethal. It's the sheer, overwhelming, torrential quantity it floods into its victim during that one single strike.
Section 5. The apex of danger, the toxicity record holder.
So we've seen the masters of camouflage, the fastest strikers, and the giants. But who holds the crown for pure, concentrated lethality? Say hello to the inland taipan. Thriving totally out of sight in the harsh, isolated deserts of the Australian outback, this snake doesn't rely on massive size or terrifying speed. Instead, it relies on maximum toxicity. Drop for drop, the inland taipan possesses the most potent, most destructive venom of any land snake on the planet. Its chemical weapon engineering is so perfectly efficient, it operates on a level that almost defies biology entirely. To put that maximum toxicity into a real perspective, consider this shocking data point: 100. A single average bite from the inland taipan delivers enough concentrated venom to kill over 100 fully grown adult men. Not 1, not 10, 100 men from a single yield in a matter of minutes. That is a level of lethality so extreme it's almost difficult to even comprehend.
But here is where we reach the ultimate paradox of this entire explainer. We've spent the last several minutes deeply analyzing nature's deadliest weapons. But guess what? These exact same chemical arsenals are the foundational building blocks for modern medical miracles. Scientists have isolated the proteins in these lethal venoms, like the blood pressure-dropping peptides found in the jararaca's venom, and actually used them to synthesize life-saving ACE inhibitor medications for millions of humans globally. Not to mention, these very venoms are the sole ingredient used to create the antivenoms that save thousands of lives every single year. So the greatest weapons of death on Earth are, remarkably, the ultimate keys to life.
So, we've broken down the biology, the speed, and the sheer terror of the world's most formidable stealth predators. Now we want to hear from you. Be totally honest. If you were hiking deep in the woods and suddenly heard that distinct, dry rattle of a cascabel right next to your boot, what would you do? Would you freeze and try to scientifically identify the snake, or would you immediately activate your superpower to just vanish from the forest in the blink of an eye? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the most fascinating, imposing creatures on Earth, make sure you absolutely smash that like button and subscribe to AnimaBixos so you never miss our next explainer. Until next time, respect the wild and keep your eyes on the shadows.